Welcome, and have a seat. You've been invited to Shardai's Roundtable Review. This beat was created by Death Over Simplicity, available on all streaming platforms. Go listen. Now won't he do it? We know and love The Breakfast Club, whether we're just waking up or catching up on the latest news in hip hop. But this book isn't that. It's a refreshing perspective on the American experience of a man with Southern Black roots. Now, some might think that the title alone alludes to trivial privileges Black folks have in America, but the story goes deeper than that. All right, welcome. So, we're glad to have you here. Please introduce yourself.
Augustus Hayfron, born and raised in Worcester, Massachusetts.
All right, Augustus, thank you for coming through. Now, we're going to be talking about Black Privilege, the book by Charlemagne The God. So, I know you're somewhat familiar with it. Do you have any takeaways?
Just the biggest thing for me was when I originally saw the title, I was thinking it was going to be white privilege, but for Black people, the benefits that Black people have living in this country just for being Black. What I wasn't expecting was Charlemagne explaining why being Black is a privilege. And I mean, I feel like at some level, every Black person knows that it is a privilege to be Black because Black is beautiful, Black is resilient, Black is strong. But just having those words in black and white on the paper kind of shows that even though it doesn't always feel like it, this country is moving in the right direction. Slowly sometimes, but still the right direction.
Be a part of our conversation. You can read Black Privilege in print. It's available on streaming apps for audiobooks like Libby, Audible, and wherever else you get your reading material. Now, back to the show. If you could use two words to describe your experience in America, what would they be and why?
The first I would use is exhausting. It always seems like you're fighting something, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally. You're just always fighting against something, whether it's your coworker and their microaggressions, that lady in the store who's looking at you sideways. But it's exciting. You feel me? It's exciting because, yes, while we, always have to be on guard and all that other shit. Oh, wait, can I swear on here? Yeah. Okay. While we have to be on guard and all that other shit, there's just something amazing about being Black. Like, you can, I don't know, like the feeling, like for me personally, I like the feeling of when I walk down the street and, I'll be with some of my white friends or whatever, and I'll see another brother walking down on the other side, doesn't matter, older, younger, whatever, and we'll lock eyes and, we just give each other the nod. And it's happened on countless occasions where my white friends will be like, yo, you know that guy? I'm like, no. It's just that, it's that, bond that all Black Americans have, that shared struggle. So whether it's for that one moment on the street or, it's a brother you've known or brother or sister that you've known forever, it's just that bond that's just so exciting. And, just one of the many things, our parties, our music, our food, just everything about it is exciting. So yes, while it's exhausting and tiresome, it's also exciting because everyone wants to be us. They just don't want the problems that come with being us.
Be a part of our conversation. You can read Black Privilege in print. It's available on streaming apps for audiobooks like Libby, Audible, and wherever else you get your reading material. Now, back to the show. What I do want to turn things around and focus in on is, the joys and the excitement of being Black, because I feel like approaching race and racism from the perspective of Black and white folks don't get along, and here's why, and here's how long. We've had these conversations before, and I think these conversations are well understood. But
by some people. Yes, there's a Black experience, but then there's also I'm going to say specifically for Worcester, the African parent experience, because just being Black in this country, you live in two worlds. Mm-hmm. There's still times where I find myself not speaking up like I should and all this other stuff just because inside. I'm still that little 8-year-old skinny kid who just wants to eat his cassava leaf at lunch, but is scared to do it because you're gonna get made
Because
fun of.
I'm at the age where I want to advocate for myself,
Mhm.
and that deserves respect and dignity. That's the challenge of growing up with this new generation that is mixing more when it comes to race and culture. It's like, yeah, we can embrace each other. We can obviously make kids. That's the easy part. But can we really be a safe space?
Well, that's my thing. I wonder how much of this new, I hate to use this term, but how much of this new woke inclusive culture, how much of it's actually genuine? Because, yeah, I see the diversity commercials and, oh, we're all inclusive and this, that, and the third, but then shit that happens like at the top supermarket happens, still is occurring. And that's not some 50-year-old angry white dude doing. No, that was a 19-year-old white boy. So, and he's younger than both you and I. That's the generation behind us.
Yeah, I mean, the hate is still being fed. The opportunity to shoot something up and have all those resources is still being provided. So I think, in regards to safety, you really have to search for it. Being wise, you really have to double up, triple up on what you think is smart and act on it. Because I mean, even, like having younger brothers, younger siblings, and noticing the mistakes they're making and the fear that's already instilled in them because of, these mass killings, it's hard to navigate.
Listen, you blacking a woman, I don't gotta tell you that's doubly dangerous.
Mixed feelings. Mixed feelings about that. The conversation doesn't end here. My experience as a black woman definitely requires a whole nother episode. Tune in next time. I'll be reviewing The Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish. If you have the time, get into it. Join the conversation. Again, these books are available on apps like Libby and Audible.